Hi, everyone. Can you see me yet? Welcome to the live chat. Thank everyone for coming. I appreciate it. I know I've been a little sporadic lately. No internet service last week, so there wasn't any way without traveling in town that I could do a live stream. But I have fairly good signal here. Although at this time of day, everybody's on the internet and sometimes it buffers for a few seconds. So don't be surprised if that happens. I'm going to start from the bottom of the chat. Hi, Dawn. Say hi to Scotty. And there's Miss Sue. Mobile Tech. Hey. Weird diet. Baked potato for supper and an onion sandwich. Kim, what are you thinking? Hey, Ken and Carla, hope you're doing fine. Want to have a beer? Hey, Sam, how are you? Georgia is so hot today. Well, that's not good news. Not good news at all. I just checked the weather before I popped on here, and it's 80 degrees where I'm at. Thunderstorms today, big drops of rain. Wow. Jennifer, there's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. I saw your little short about the poodles licking the fence. That was hilarious. It amazes me what dogs will do. It goes from winter to summer. It's 95 now. Wow. Okay, so no snow. Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? Glad you could come tonight. Thanks for the reminder. Everybody give that thumbs up, please, while you're thinking about it. And there, of course, is Miss Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Are you back yet? She's been in her favorite weather, winds. It's never fun. Never fun. I'm here, Shirley. So happy to see your face. Hey. Wish I could see your face. Oh, 101. Oh my gosh. First time hitting 100 this year. It's kind of early, too. Wow. Sorry, Marilyn. I'm saying hi. So, I'm sure you guys saw my thumbnail. Let me just kind of fill you in on what happened. What had happened? What had happened was I was in a campground near Warsaw, Missouri, which was kind of southeast of where I previously was. And I was leaving for this campground, which is in Mountain Home, Arkansas. So, yay, first time camping in Arkansas, get to, cover that state up on the map. So I'm filling it in slowly but surely. But anyway, I got almost all the way here. And I was on the highway about a half a mile before my turn onto the road leading into the campground. And a gentleman pulled up beside me, asked me to roll down my window, and he told me that I had a flat tire. Well, I was kind of shocked because I didn't feel anything. The trailer didn't sway at all. I didn't hear anything. And unfortunately, I've had problems with my TPMS. I couldn't get one of the sensors to pair. Unfortunately, it happened to be on the tire that blew. And it did more than just blow. It totally disappeared. And I don't know how long that effect took, but I was about 2.5 miles from the campground. So I just slowed way down and tried to limp in because the area of highway that I was on was outside of Mountain Home. And slowed down to about 20 miles an hour, turned on my hazard lights, and just limped into the campground. Um, so it was a little bit nerve wracking, but when you're in a situation like that, all you can do is just do what you have to do, and then when you get where you're going, you can worry about it. And that's what I did. So I made it. Whoops. I made it to the gate at the campground. And fortunately, there was like a nice long area there where people could pull over and park to be able to check in. Not that you do that anymore, but anyway, there's the gate right in front of me, and that's where I pulled over. And there's my trailer. You see that back wheel? It's nothing but a wheel. And this is what the wheel looked like. There's no tire left. None. And I traveled that road again today. I couldn't see any signs of that tire anywhere. Now, granted, it's been 2 days ago, so maybe somebody picked it up and threw it away. I don't know, but I couldn't find any evidence of the tire anywhere. So thankfully, when I purchased my trailer, I also purchased the camper's assistance, I think. Anyway, it's a roadside assistance policy that was good for a year. And I'm telling you, it paid for itself 2 days ago. So I was very fortunate. I called them, and I gave them all my information. I gave them the address of the campground, the size of my tire. I showed them what my trailer looked like. And within an hour, actually, no, within 45 minutes from the time I talked to them, there was a gentleman there to come and change my tire. And that was Jesse Carter and Sons. That's a towing service, but they also do some auto repairs and things like that. Very nice young man, very respectful, very professional. It took him all of maybe 10 or 15 minutes to get the tire off and get my spare on. So I was very, very happy with this service, and I'm certainly glad that I have it. Today, I was able to call around and find another tire and a rim, so that now I have a spare in case I have another flat tire. So I'll deal with finding a matching rim later on, but at least for now, I've got a spare tire. So it was, I was really anxious about, how difficult it was going to be to deal with this roadside assistance company, and how long it was going to take. Because I know when Kevin and Dawn had a flat tire on the interstate, they were told it was going to be 2 hours before somebody could get to them. So I was fortunate in that I was close to town, and I was able to give them an exact address. I was parked in a place that was very easy for them. They didn't have to come into the campground and try to find me. So it worked out, and God just protected me through all this. I don't know if you all know, but I have a very strong relationship with God. I may not be the best example of some Christian person sometimes, but I believe in God, and I have faith in God, and I pray for safety every time I travel. And I know that He looks out for me, because that could have been much, much worse. There was no damage to the trailer. I was really worried about the propane line. That one kind of scared me, and I just kept praying. So, once the tire was on there, then I came and got set up, and hooked up. And then I got me a bottle of soapy water and I went and sprayed down my whole propane line. Um, I turned on my propane, checking for leaks. I didn't see any issues, and I haven't found any. And I've been able to use my stove with no problems. So, so fortunate. I can't begin to explain how fortunate I was with this particular incident. So, when I get when I get to where I'm going, I am going to reorder me some new um, sensors for the TPMS and see if I can't get it working better. I've got a lot of comments here. I think I better catch up. Let's see. Look at everyone in here. So glad to see everybody. Yes, tell the story. We'll finally get out of here in a few weeks. Cool. There's Miss Kelly. Hi, Kelly. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything is okay for you. Oh, did I miss Peter? Hi, Peter. Is Summer on here too? Hey, Summer. I know it is crazy. It's like I can't explain it. I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I didn't feel anything. It was just the oddest thing that I've ever been through in my life. And I don't trust those sensors. I prefer to check the air pressures myself. I do that. I check them prior to leaving, and I didn't see a problem with any of my tires when I left. So I don't know if I picked up a nail or a screw or had some kind of a slow little leak going on that I just didn't find. But it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Oh, wow. For sure. Thank you, Donna. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm okay too. Hey, Miss Carol, how are you? Hope you're having a better time than me. Radio up. No, actually, I was driving without any noise. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Unimaginable that she didn't feel it. Must have been asleep. It must have been. That's the only thing I can figure out. But what caused that slow leak, I'll never know. Like I said, I looked for the tire. Um, I went to Discount Tire, which is only about 5.5 miles from where I'm at. And they had a tire, um, thankfully, a Goodyear Endurance, right size for the trailer, um, and a rim, not a matching rim, but it's a rim, and it'll make it until I can get another matching rim because that'll have to be ordered, I'm sure. But anyway, that um, I was, and I was okay until I parked, and then I got out of the truck, and I had a couple of minutes of, oh my God, is there any damage? What's going on? How am I going to get this taken care of? Blah, blah, blah. I had to get inside the trailer and get my paperwork and find the number to call. And I was just really, truly amazed. The gentleman that I spoke to um, for the camper assist was very, very sweet, very helpful, very professional. And he just got everything done about that part of the experience. From working with the insurance company to working with the guy who came out and fixed the tire. They were just both everything that I needed them to be that day. Talk about losing the evidence, for sure. Yeah. I wish I could have found it because I really would like to know. But I'm telling you that tire had to just fall apart and disintegrate. And I haven't driven um, maybe 2,000, 2,500 miles on those tires. So maybe the tire was defective. I don't really know. Looks like the rim was damaged beyond belief. I have it in the back of my truck. But yeah, pretty badly damaged. There's no way that thing could hold a tire. So I will have to get another matching rim. But like I said, that's going to wait. Wait until later. Probably picked up a squirrel or a nail or something and deflated the tire. What's up off that? I guess that's, that's the only reasonable thing I can think of. Discount tire is great. Yes, I've used them before with the Airstream. Thank you, Don. It could have been a much, much worse experience than it was. So, never discount prayers. Never, ever. What kind of tires? The tire that blew is a Goodyear Endurance tire. So, and they've looked just fine. I look at them at every single campsite that I go to. It's something that I don't take for granted. And about every third campground, I torque my lug nuts to make sure they're on and okay. So it's something that I don't take lightly, but you just never know when it might happen. That's the whole thing about this. That's just like when Kevin and Dawn's tire blew. That was a total surprise and a freak incident for them as well. My God, it's too much anxiety to come from dogs being. They're, sorry about the buffering. They are pretty good. And thankfully it wasn't extremely hot that day. So I just rolled down all 4 of the windows and left them in there long enough to get the insurance information, everything. Came back to the truck, turned on the engine, cooled it back down for them, made my phone calls. And then I went into the trailer and I opened the slide and the door and a couple of windows. And it really wasn't even that hot that day in the trailer after traveling, which was surprising. So I turned on the fan and got some air going through. And I don't know, we sat in here maybe only about 15 minutes before that guy showed up. So it was the quickest deal I've ever seen in my life. I really expected to be waiting 2 or 3 hours for him to come. So, I came in, I fed the dogs, I got him some water, and was planning on just, hanging out inside the camper until he showed up. And he was here in no time flat. It was amazing. So tell us about your new location. Okay, I will. The old style rocker shackles on twin axles. That rim never would have touched the ground like that. Huh. One axle would hold up the other. That would have been nice. What is the service you have again? Let me get it. Hang on. All right, let's see. Where's that little pamphlet? Anyway, this sheet says Safe Ride Motor Club Camp Assist is what they called it. It's not an automobile liability or physical damage insurance contract, but they have like mobile tire service, RV technical assistance, mobile mechanic dispatch, custom domestic trip planning, key replacement, concierge services. Wow. I guess I should read more about what's available there. And they, if they couldn't fix if they couldn't have fixed the tire or whatever was wrong with the trailer, there on the spot, they would tow the trailer, but I would have to pay for the tow charge. So It is a great service, and so I'm very happy that I did it. 2 p.m. I show temperature as well. Yes, but it wasn't that hot. Sounds like a female. PMS, right? That's funny. Poodle code Dawn. Oh, you're saying hello to everybody. Okay. All right. So where am I? Everybody wants to know where I'm, or at least Dawn. Dawn wants to know where I am. All right. So put my pictures up here so I could show you guys. This is Robinson Point Park on Norfolk Lake. It's near Mountain Home, Arkansas. Um, it's pretty. It's a little bit of a different park the way they've got their campsites arranged. Um, trying to back into this was kind of crazy because the campsites are closer together than what you see on the little pictures when you go to reservation.gov. Um, I picked one that I thought was, separated a little bit from other campsites. But there's a campsite right to the left of me and a campsite right to the right of me. And all the driveways converge. So when you're looking at the backup camera and you think you're headed towards the right driveway, I had to get out 2 or 3 times just to make sure that I was heading into the right campsite. It was a little crazy from a backward viewpoint. When you're looking in a mirror, how everything is backwards of what you think it is. So it was kind of confusing, but I made it, and it's not a bad site. Um, it could be separated a little bit more for my liking, but let's see. Let me pull up that other picture again. Maybe you can. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So if you see, there's a campsite right to the left of me, and you can't really see it from here, but to the right of my truck is the driveway for the other campsite. Let me show you. Let me see if I can turn around. Hide that. And the real of the lake, and you're probably not going to see it because of the glare. But a Class A pulled up. You can kind of see the tire. Maybe if I do it that way, right there. Can you see it? Yeah. So now I have a little bit of a roadblock. Don't look at my counter. I've got to clean it off. But I I did it this way this time because I thought you might like to look at something other than just the gray window shade behind it. So anyway. Sounds like a great service. Pressure or temperature. Sorry, buffering. That's pretty cool, Dawn. Tight. A little bit tight. At, as you're driving out, it's tight right there. The campsites kind of fan out. So it's not horrible, but it's here for them in particular either. But like I said, um, it's so hard to tell from those because they only show a direct view of the campsite. And you can't see what's on either side really. So sometimes you get what you get. And then across the lake, there's another little peninsula, which looks like it has sites that are spaced further out and bigger, longer. I see a lot of big fifth wheels over that way. Had I known, I would have booked over in those sites. But like I said, you just never know sometimes. So anyway, um, so the one thing, so since you've swam in the lake here, Dawn, let me show you. Let me show you what the swim beach looks like right now. They've had a lot of rain here, lots and lots of rain. And, oh darn, I didn't load that picture. Um, hang on, I got a picture I want to show you. See, should be right there. Okay, okay. So I'm adding a picture. It'll pop up in a minute or two. So, as I'm driving in, I'm seeing trees down all over the place, and I'm like, oh great, they've had a lot of storms in here through here recently. So I did some research, and they had an F3 tornado come through here May 26th. So that was only days before I came into the campground because I got here on June 4th. June 4th. So that's like 8, 9 days. So yeah, and this was right across from the gate. So there's been there's trees down. Buffering, sorry. There's trees down all over the campground. Um, Not, on the road or anything. They wouldn't have left them there. But a lot of them are like in the inner parts of the lawn and everything. Not really. I don't think any of them are really disabling campsites. Um, but there's so I'm glad that event. So yes, God's looking out for me again. Which are kind of deceiving on the websites. They sure are. We are in our first fairground location in Sioux Falls. Not the most desirable place, but there is some charm here. Yeah, I mean, I've stayed in a fairground. It's just a empty lot with a pole, pedestal. But it's a place to stay. By the fairground. Cool. While there's no events, yeah. So they rent those. So there's a lot of fairgrounds that do that. Lots and lots of them. There's my son. Hi, son. How are you? Glad you could pop in. Did you just get home? It's what, 7:30 there. So, yes. You did go to the park? Did you like it? Never heard of it. It's a well-known thing. There's my son. We have rodeo grounds. Yeah, there's a lot of different places. There's even um, power companies that will rent out campsites. So it's kind of a diverse thing where you can find campsites in a lot of different city parks. There's a lot of city parks that offer free camping for a certain amount of days, but it's the county fairgrounds. Yeah, because when they have events and those people are there sometimes for anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 days, and so it's nice that they have full hookups for them. So that's really cool, Don. Really cool. What else have you done fun there? Have you seen any other sites yet? And you told me earlier that Henry and Leanne passed you. So did you get to see them at all? Did they stop? Were you able to meet up with them? I know they were headed to Wall, South Dakota. That's kind of a fun little place. The only thing about the drugstore in Wall is it's kind of fun the first couple of stores that you go through, but then the more of the little stores that you go through, you realize that they each have pretty much the same stuff as the first one that you went to. And in my opinion, the best thing you can get at Wall drugstore is apple pie. That's some really good apple pie. I know they passed you. Doggone it. Well, maybe you'll catch up with them yet. All right, William. Have fun bowling. Bowling time, love and prayers for everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, William. Good night, William. Good night, William. Okay. So I guess I will let you guys know kind of why I'm heading south. So about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, I got a call from my insurance company for my homeowner's insurance. And they were kindly letting me know, giving me forward advance notice that after June of next. So that's an expense that I wasn't looking forward to. Plus, you know, there've been a few other expenses that have come up lately that I've had to attend to. Number one being the IRS, and number two being about $1,300 worth of medical costs that weren't covered by my Medicare policy. Um, you're welcome, William. You have fun tonight. He waved. So anyway, I am going to have to come off the road and save the money that I've been using to travel in order to put a new roof on my house, because I can't go without homeowners insurance in the state of Florida. Buffer talking about I'm sorry, Sue. In June of next year, my roof will be 25 years old, and I guess that there is some new ruling or rules that insurance companies are now using in the state of Florida. I talked to my daughter, and she said that she's had several people tell her that pretty much the same thing. I have State Farm insurance, which I don't think they any longer insure new policies in the state of Florida. So I've had them before the last big hurricane that they had that went through Fort Myers and everything. Um, so I think it's just as a result of all of the hurricane damages and everything in the state of Florida, that these insurance companies are maybe starting to lose some money. So for them to be able to continue my policy, I have to replace my roof. And I don't want to go with some off-brand insurance company, because God only knows what would happen, if I really did have hurricane damage. In Jacksonville, we luckily seem to have a buffer for the hurricanes. They don't seem to track into Jackson 9, maybe. So you could probably remember that. better than me. But nonetheless, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. So, um, I've got to go home, and I have to take care of my house, because that's the place that I'll go when I can no longer do this anymore. So I'm not going to camp any more than I possibly. I'm not going to go out of the way to camp. I have a few reservations already. I have one in October. I have one in January for Holder Mine. So Donna will be camping there with me, and Ken and Carla will be camping there with me. Um, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the exact dates. Um, was it the January 2nd through the 16th, Ken and Carla? Um, Dawn, it's on my end. This time of day, the internet gets kind of spotty. So just bear with me. My sister-in-law's insurance company just left Florida. Yeah, a new insurer wouldn't take her unless she replaced her roof, which was 20 years old. So see, I'm getting 25. Um, but what really, irks me a little bit is that my shingles are guaranteed for 30 years. And I'd much better be to afford putting a new roof on it. But I guess all things happen for a reason. Who knows why? But this is what I have to do now. So I had a new roof put on in 2016. So yeah, so see, you got a little bit longer to go. So you need to find out though, is your insurance company going with a 20-year rule or a 25-year rule? Or I don't know. So anyway, I'll come visit you this winter, Shirley. All right, well, come on. Here's the date for Holder Mine, January 2nd through the 16th. So there'll be Ken and Carla, Donna, and myself. Um, Dawn and Kevin are going to be out west. And it's not anything new at all. Um, I think it's just, as these hurricanes are getting bigger and ramping up and more frequently, the insurance companies are really taking a hit. So I understand why it's happening. I wish it wasn't happening right now. So anyway, all right. So yes, January 2nd through the 16th, we will be at Holder Mine Campground. Um, this is a Florida State Forest campground. If any of you are interested in trying to come, um, you can find it by typing in. Let me hook up my keyboard a second. I'll type it in for you. They have forest in Florida. Yes, we have forest in Florida. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so you would type it in Florida State Forest. And then I think it's reserve. Really short forests. I hate those pine trees. They're not very big around, and they grow really, really tall, and they get very long branches, and they sway very badly in the wind. I had 3 of them cut down in my yard when we first moved there. The multi-million-dollar insurance companies. I have my sympathies. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, everybody has their day. Not like the West Mobile Tech, for sure. Um, the best you could hope for are the big old live oak trees. They're just beautiful and huge sometimes, really huge. Okay. California insurance is also expensive. I bet it is. Just because of mudslides and fires and things like that. Yeah, I can imagine. That was for Carla, not for her. Nice to see you. Um, I'm not sure how you found me, but I'm glad that you. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I know it. We're almost done. Save money by leaving AAA and going with Connect with Costco for both home and vehicles. That's interesting. I didn't know Costco had that kind of thing. But I don't. I'm not even a member of Costco, which I probably should be. They have one there in Jacksonville. So anyway, I know I'm really breaking up bad. Hi, Miss Tardy to the Party. How are you? Almost forgot how to change a diaper. Oh, you got grandkids. How fun. Well, grandkids too. Have fun with them. No, it's not your end at all. It's right here. I go from 1 bar to 2 bars to 3 bars to 1 bar to 2 bars. It's just this particular time of day. Now around 8 or 9 o'clock, I won't have any problems with the signal. Baylor is 6 months old. So be fun. I want to be able to spend time with her. So all right, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tired of the buffering situation. You might consider a wee boost, cell booster. No, I'm considering a roof Mobiltech. I'm cutting out any extra spending. I've got to get this done and out of the way. Um, I'm just I'm done. I need to not have any unexpected expenses anymore. Plans after the roof issue. Well, I want to go back out on the road. I mean, I've got this beautiful new truck trailer, and I don't want to give it up, and I'm still able to do it. But hopefully, I'll still be able to by then. So,